And we're here is the blah 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 Aftertalk segment. Intern Tony, I forgot to thank you at the end of the show. Intern Tony putting all the tweets and the posts and the skeets out there to let people know what we're talking about. 20 feet of snow, is that official for New York City?
Yeah.
20.
Did I say 20 feet?
You said 20
Inches.
feet in this message.
20 inches.
20 inches.
That would make more sense.
Well, I can't wait for people to correct this. Yeah, nobody corrects anybody on the internet. I love the stills. By the way, I'm loving the stills on this. Like, I don't know why it does or does not do certain stills on here. But there's one with me with the glove, which is gonna have to be part of the. I'm gonna have to do something with that with AI or something for the for the. I'm just gonna animate that shot of me with the glove on and just go with that. That's one thing I've learned. I did get called out from somebody who does graphics for wrestling. Was like, using an AI crap, and I'm like, he's like, I'm cheap, and I'm like, yeah, how quick are you? So I'm like, yeah, I know, I need stuff now, and I don't have the time to do it myself because it's stuff I can completely do, but I don't got the time to do it. So we do it or we don't. You know what I mean? Like, love to be able to hire every artist I know to be able to do this stuff, but that's not realistic for what we're doing here. So, especially on the passion projects. So, Dave, you had something you wanted to soapbox about.
Yes.
Tell me, get okay. First, stretch out real good. Climb up on that box. Okay, we're getting old. That box is getting a little higher every day. What are you doing? What is that? Are you making?
Old man yells at cloud.
Are you making
Old man yelled at cloud.
Are you making a pose for the YouTube? You do it one more time, so I have it for the YouTube thumbnail. There you go. We'll do something with that. That's okay. That's it, and I just animate everything, dude. Hey, does it look weird? Turn it into anime, then it's okay. I love the anime button. I think it's dynamic. I think it pops our stuff out a little bit, right? I don't know. To me, that's that's the style I want going into this. So it adds youthfulness to everything. So, anyways, Dave, tell me what. Get on your soapbox and you have the floor.
Thank you, and I will let you know. I did put a link to what I'm ranting about in the awesome thing underneath my awesome thing of the week.
Mm-hmm.
It's a link to WVU's Baja page.
Oh no.
So when you mentioned about everything that was available for facilities, I'm like, I wonder what, because I went to WVU. I have 2 degrees from WVU.
Yeah.
I wonder what they have up there. Hell, this was my department, mechanical and aerospace engineering.
Mm-hmm.
What's it say at the bottom of the page?
Where?
Not that far. A little further up. Right there. Featured links.
Okay.
Right in the middle.
Recruiting students for the 2019 team get involved?
Yeah. 7 years. 7 years.
98, 2017, 99. No, okay. So, yes, I'm with you.
This page has not been touched.
I'm with you on this, but I also want to, and I think you've seen this too, what I'm about to get into. There has been, certainly with Baja, a gap because, COVID screwed everything up. And I am kind of curious how active they actually are right now. Do you know? I don't recall seeing a lot of WVU the last couple of years of Baja. So, is there a team?
Yeah. Hold on. Let's see here. Let me go to scores and results from the Maryland competition last year and do a Control F and do West. Nothing shown there. Oh, I have to do view all results.
Yeah, they may not be. Well, now wait a minute.
Yeah, there they are. Last year.
Okay.
Admittedly, they were 94th place, but they were there in 2025 at the Baja Maryland event.
I will. Okay, so you're talking about the blog though, and blogs fall behind as well, especially if your main focus is putting the damn card together. This website has been noted at the bottom and has been last updated in September of 2025. Okay. So which would have been around the last competition in Carolina. So I you know what I understand, but I don't think a blog post is. Listen, my blog has not been updated since at
Oh, I will agree with you.
sorgatron.com.
I will agree with you. However, if you're looking for people to join the team,
Yeah, but yeah, yeah. Now our blog on our Sidekick page has been updated a little bit more often. So, but thanks to the great Missy has been putting stuff together there every
Mhm.
once in a while. So,
and and I'll also say the formula
mm-hmm,
team,
mm-hmm,
not the formula team has pictures from 2021.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Which
So they have newer pictures,
including
and
this
they have
picture,
recruiting for
including this picture of getting pulled over by the WVU police in the
yes.
parking lot. I thought that was a really nice touch there. So maybe they didn't get full clearance on their test track there. Oh yeah, that looks like Vegas. Oh no, that was a very very hot weekend. Maybe they gave up after that weekend. So yeah.
Well, yeah, the last thing they have is 2023
Mm-hmm.
for recruiting, but
Sure.
again, part of the competition
Mm-hmm.
is not just building it, but we, as you know, they have to write a proposal, they have
Sure.
to deliver.
Sure.
So part of that is keeping up your web page. Now, it could be that it's the university's web page and the students don't have access to it, and you got to go through
Potentially.
15 steps and jumping.
And
But
once again upgrading the and you don't know what they've been going through, like is in the priority list. If it's a troublesome year amongst team organization, recruiting students for the 2023 team is probably the last time they needed to recruit, depending on how they're going. Maybe they didn't have to bother with the outreach for recruiting and having a landing article about it, right? So that's a and that makes sense because there was a lot of disruption around COVID, and you could see, them having a push maybe in 23 as people were kind of rolling out or anything like
mm-hmm.
that. So, it's, a lot of these teams are very lucky to have media and marketing people as a part of them. Not all of them do, which
Oh
means
no, I understand.
now you're an engineer that's trying to keep up all this other stuff. So now a lot of these teams are really diverse. I don't know how big WVU's is, but a lot of them are really like I know the one girl we talked with at UCLA who told us about God, her dad was her dad the drummer for Def Leppard or something like that. Does that seem right? So tell
Well,
stories.
I'll say this. I pulled up for Formula at least the current
Mm-hmm.
team,
Mm-hmm.
which probably is no good. Also, because on the page where you're supposed to put a phone number, it says enter the person's phone number.
You in your database. You in your
For everyone, which I understand you don't want to put phone numbers, but yeah, it looks like it's a quite large now data acquisition, driver interface.
Mm-hmm.
I'm seeing different people here, so
Mm-hmm.
I don't see like you said, marketing or someone else like that.
Sure.
But I can. It it's the equivalent of you go into a house. Let's say you're
Mm-hmm.
looking to buy a house. You go into a house. You notice the paint job's messed up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well, it's more the structure's more important. Yeah, but details.
Mm-hmm. And
And
that's why that my philosophies around things like this. May I always battle with the am I putting too many video clips out, but also it's like, but I kind of want to always be in your feed. You know what I mean? I always want, or let me put it this way: I want an opportunity to be in front of somebody's eyeballs, whether it be somebody that already follows us or somebody that we haven't met before, right? That's
mm-hmm.
why we're everywhere, a lot, all the time, because I want that opportunity. I'm trying to create opportunities here, right? Because it takes just one of the right person to see one of your videos to make and share it to, or make a comment on it or whatever to make things go. I mean, as you've seen, because you saw that we were talking about the those tiny trucks in
Mm-hmm.
in China or something, and we had a lot of
Yeah, in
comments
Japan,
on
yeah.
there. In
Oh
Japan,
yeah,
yeah. So
yeah.
like you never know what's going to hit with people. There's a lot of things that are out there that we put out there duds, but nobody sees the does unless they're looking at our profile page, right? The
Mm-hmm.
whole point is you're in front of people. That's why we got Tony sitting here is doing a great job putting posts out, because hopefully we get people. We've seen more and more people stop by, say hi, and their usernames that we don't know across platforms that we usually don't get a lot of people. So like you need that kind of, like, I feel like we need that kind of like super sprawl, if you will, of
They cover everything.
yeah. So in these cases, and once again, like, what is the audience for the formula team, right? It's to make sure they look good and professional to gain awareness amongst their co-eds. So hopefully some people will join them, maybe
Mm-hmm.
interested in joining them for recruitment. But also to look like they have a presence for potential sponsors. So
Which is a major deal, especially
yeah,
for like colleges that aren't in major cities,
well, not
because
even that,
Morgantown is a small city, so
and,
you're limited on who you can get the money from.
and even more than that, you're talking about the formula teams who need to raise an exponential. What was the something like, I think those cars end up costing about $500,000 to build, if I'm not mistaken. I thought was a number I
Well,
heard recently.
that I don't know.
It's significant, whatever it is. So, let me see if Gemini will tell me.
No, 30 to, I'm seeing 30 to around 85,
Okay, I think that 500,000 was in somebody's business plan then. Um,
which makes sense. Yeah.
but
But
still,
still, you're
that
talking,
is
yeah,
still a significant amount of money between that and
yeah,
then even just the money to get everybody to competition. So yes,
right.
so they're saying budget 15 to 25. It can go up to, the electric cars. I think it skyrockets a little bit too,
Oh, yeah.
because that's
Yeah.
saying 80 to 150,000 plus. So somebody might have put 500,000 in a car. I don't know. So,
Oh, yeah, it
but
wouldn't
yes,
shock me.
you know,
Well, also, if you're
if they have
talking
it.
total budget, that
Mm,
if you're talking a team that's in Michigan or even in Pennsylvania,
that's true.
driving up to Michigan, not a major expense.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking a team from, let's say, Austria,
Mm-hmm.
flying over the car,
Mm-hmm.
dealing with imports, flying over the students, because those are not small teams that are
Or
flying from Europe.
no, no, no. Oh,
So, and then finding hotels and everything else,
yep,
that is a major expense.
yep. A lot going on there with there as a club and everything like that too. So right. But yeah, it's pretty significant. But it is an interesting microcosm of kind of like business awareness, right? So I love seeing, because these discussions were happening last year, and I love that the CSA's taken this on too, is because there's a lot of like, hey, we need more social media content, but also is like, yeah, but like all the students are making stuff. Why aren't you
Yeah.
just sharing all this on Instagram? Because even if they're only doing a post a month as they're getting geared up for the competition, that's a lot of stuff. You have 100 teams per
Mm-hmm.
competition. Baja 3 competitions through the year, 2 for Formula, 2 for Aero. Auto Drive. Is 10 teams on there for 1 competition. So that is like, like 1,000 opportunities for teams that would be, online. That math isn't perfect, I know, but you have a lot of
Yeah.
opportunities for stuff to say, hey, let's share something a day and put a comment on it.
Mm-hmm.
And you've helped out that team because now you've elevated that as the competition, proprietor, overseer, however SAE is a big deal, right?
Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
going through the
Yeah.
official account is a big deal for the students and in front of sponsors. So
And,
it's
and like I said, I know maybe the website, but you have a, like, I pulled up University of Michigan. They have a link to their Instagram on the
sure,
website.
sure.
That way you can update
Hmm.
without your website looking out of date.
These guys do too. These guys do too. If you scroll
Yeah.
down, Baja does and Formula does. So you can
But
go.
that's where you can update. Also, that's when you reach out and you put things at the business school.
Mm-hmm.
or where you can have someone going for public relations saying, okay, you're getting your degree in public relations, would you like to be our social media manager? Now, of course, none of that's paid,
Mm-hmm.
but you can write down, I actually did real work
Mm-hmm.
for a real event. This isn't just I
I
wrote something on. I did something.
I will
And that's
point out
great for the resume.
I will point out that the social media on the Baja team just goes to WVU's social media. The Formula team does have their own accounts. So, yeah. So just for a little bit of comparison,
Yeah.
and they just posted something on the Formula page 2 hours ago for Instagram at
Mm-hmm.
least. So a little less so on Twitter, but I think a lot of people are deprecating Twitter these days, and really leaning towards the
Well,
Instagram for
also, I
sure.
could see that because the videos and the
Mm.
photo, not so because Instagram's given up on photos, unfortunately, but still the short video. That's your
Sure,
strength in Instagram.
sure.
Oh,
Uh,
and someone did post a little more of a breakdown. $50,000 on parts,
mm-hmm.
and around 8,000 hours of labor.
And even things like the manufacturing and the the fabrication and everything like that, a lot of times their
Mm-hmm.
sponsors will actually help them with that part of it.
Yeah.
So like that's if they have to fab like the frame or something like that, like sometimes that time on task is going to be taken care of as
Mm-hmm.
a make good or something like that. So you get the idea. So I'm always fascinated by this. Like I can't believe some of the stuff that comes up. Like I love seeing like what their video teams do when they do their business presentations, or they'll do their highlight reels, right? And it's just
Mm-hmm.
like, oh my god! Like, of course they have like their camera in car, and somebody's been following them all week doing these hero shots. It's like when you're like, I would love to do an embed honestly with SAE where it's like, no, can we like have like another team member just follow this team for the entire weekend, and that becomes a feature we do. Like I think it'll be very valuable to see, hey, this is what, and we've played with that idea before. It's just never.
like a Formula 360,
Well, yeah, like I don't know
where
if
you see all the behind the
yeah,
scenes
yeah.
and
Like
what they
I
have to
would
deal with and everything else.
like we have the germ of the concept when we do, and that was actually one of the ideas with the we when we first visited like the Michigan workshop. Okay, we're gonna check with them now, and then we'll try to check with them at the competition, and then check with them afterwards. And it never came through because then you get to the competition and they're too busy to talk to you because they're a
Yeah.
high performing team that you visited, right? Versus like, can we is there something where we can do a true follow? But again, it's going to be like it's going to have to be additional personnel because we already have our task for the weekend and we're already stretched, honestly,
Mm-hmm.
for things like that. And we're rescaling things this year once again. So
Well, let me ask you real quick. How long do GoPros last in terms of recording?
battery is usually the issue. I can usually get about an hour out of them. So just
Okay, I was thinking if you could ask, oh, just put on this GoPro and just wear it as you're going around, and then
no,
we'll cut the video later.
that is typically a very acute situation. Hey, go wear this for 20 minutes, right?
Okay,
Because
okay.
we've done that too. I've had there was maybe you remember Sam that used to be a part of it. I put a
Mm-hmm.
GoPro on him because he's just like the guy was just everywhere, just fixing everything all around the
Yes,
competition.
yes.
So, and you can, if you look on the SAE's YouTube, there should be a Sam Cam video on there. And I think we were in Tennessee at the Cookville facility one year, and this is before Katie came on and everything too. So it was just me like trying to get these things done. So I'm like, I gave him like one of the best things. So I'm like, here, just wear this and go do what you're going to do for the next like 20 minutes, half an hour. Bring it back to me. It's incredible. I time lapse the whole thing. He's getting and just see all the places he goes. It just illustrated all he does for the competition, right? And he was an SAE employee and everything like that. So,
Mm-hmm.
but still, like I would love to do that even with I can think of a couple volunteers that I feel like are in that role now. Just to be like, hey, can you just like wear this for an afternoon during competition and give me an idea of like what that looks like, for a little
Mm-hmm.
bit. So, God, now you got me thinking I might do that again. So I got, oh man, what competition is this guy going to? Or the organizer, perhaps, right? And
Yeah.
although the organizer's probably going to hate it because they're like, I don't want my conversations recorded. I'm like, I'm not going to use them, but still they're going to be recorded. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I guess there'll be time lapse. They actually wouldn't be if I did time lapse, but there's no audio on that.
Okay, yeah, there's no audio, so that
but
works.
still, it's kind of that would be fun. Man, so thank you for this inside baseball segment, Podnar, for this stuff.
Welcome.
Got to think about how I'm going to market this one. Thank you so much. Thank you, Patreon. Again, a little bit in-house of what we're doing around here, since we both work for, well, you're employed by them. I am contracted by the same company. So
exactly.
But it is like kind of fun to I do want to wrap my head around some stuff to do different this year still. And next Friday is when we start. So, wow. And the stack keeps getting higher between now and then. So, thing is like, hey, can we do this thing? And I'm like, yeah, I'm traveling this weekend already without you guys. So, what do you want to do? So, but hey, it is what it is. So, but we have a lot of fun with that crew, and we had a great interview today. That'll be coming out here in March, and with the tank crew, the Baja tank car. That's not actually related to the tank car, but I did ask some questions about it. So, but looking forward to see that as well in Rochester. So, all right, thanks guys. Thanks so much. We'll see you guys next time on the Patreons.